Nearly 400,000 Minnesotans have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, but there's still plenty of questions and concerns about the vaccines. Reporter FLYNN spoke to a doctor who answers some of those questions.
It's been a bit of a bumpy landing for what some consider to be a slow rollout of vaccines in Minnesota.
We're waiting here at North, just like everybody else is, to know when we'll be able to have the vaccine to provide for our customers and our population.
Dr. Leslie Bacon with North Memorial Health Hospital says clinics are prepared for when vaccines can be made available to the widespread general public.
We're setting up a method for scheduling appointments in clinics once we get vaccine.
For the limited public that already got the shot, some have reported side effects.
While they're very bothersome, I want to reassure people that they will do well.
Bacon says if there are no side effects, that's okay too. It doesn't mean the vaccine didn't work. And in some rare cases, patients have had severe reactions to the vaccine.
The people who have experienced this have generally had a history of severe reactions to injectable medications. Those might be people who would want to talk with their physician before they proceed with getting the COVID vaccine.
Meanwhile, variants of the virus have raised concerns. Bacon was asked if the vaccine will remain effective for these variants.
Whether or not the mutations are enough to change the spike protein so that the vaccine is not effective is not yet known, but that's a very active area of study.
The doctor says you should still get the vaccine even if you've already had COVID-19.
We can't entirely predict that a person who has had COVID illness will develop the protective antibodies that we want them to.
And as additional vaccines become approved, Bacon calls it exciting times, saying it will help with access and supply. FLYNN, CCX News.
Today on CCX News, we're looking into the future. And thanks to the recent Consumer Electronics Show, that future is closer than you think. All meant to bring you more splash and convenience into your home. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a big impact on how we live. It's also had an impact on manufacturers, too. One big theme this year, expect more smart devices to change how we live. Here's Corey Bork.
We're spending a lot more time at home, from our work to our kids' schooling.
Video calls with relatives. Virtual problem solving with teachers. This is what we envision.
There's a real big focus on technology for the home now that everyone's working from home and their students are home doing distance learning.
And that, Brandon Doyle says, will continue to change how we live.
The devices in our home are actually predicting our needs, able to anticipate what you want, turn the lights on for you in the morning, lower the shades, adjust your thermostat for you. So they're getting smarter and they're becoming more useful.
Doyle has a passion for technology. The Maple Grove Realtor attended the Consumer Electronics Show, which was held virtually for the first time in its more than 50-year history. Thanks to the pandemic, one trend, he says, that's here to stay.
Ask Kohler to dispense 1 cup of water.
Are bathrooms and kitchens going hands-free.
Ask Kohler to start my shower.
From touchless faucets.
It allows consumers that simple touchless activation.
To touchless toilets.
It's a new addition to our intelligent toilet offering.
Our home workspace is also evolving. And it starts with lighting.
Some cool companies that we saw was Smart. They're kind of known for their LED lighting. That's actually what I have behind me here. And they've expanded. They've got some different lamps that they've come out with that are pretty cool. E-Light was one that I thought was really cool. They've got a light bar that mounts to the top of your monitor, and it provides bias lighting behind the screen for gaming and also for eye fatigue.
Home security is a big focus too. How we enter our homes is changing.
Benji lock, so they've got a code lock as well as fingerprint technology.
And more home time means more cleaning time. Fortunately, those robotic vacuums are getting smarter.
The improvement that they've made this year is that they added a scrubber, and that actually does a better job than previously, where it would just kind of more of a Swiffer.
And what's a Consumer Electronics Show?
It's pure RGB LED light. Shows every color and detail.
Without entertainment.
The TVs get bigger, they add more pixels, and what we're kind of noticing more is the form factor that they're really moving towards the wall mount, where it's really flush, so it's more like art.
Corey Bork, CCX News.
Doyle says there's one important point to think about with all of these smart home choices. That is, make sure your internet speed and router is up to speed. The more smart devices you add, the more it will slow down your home's network. And before we go, we'll leave you with the story of generosity on display this week in New Hope.
I thought it was way too much to keep, and I knew it would just be better to give it to a charity. So I want to thank my mom for hooking me up with Can Do Canines.
That is 9-year-old Simon Teese, who gave away a $100 bill he got for Christmas to Can Do Canines in New Hope. His gift went to help train FLYNN, a black lab service dog. This week, FLYNN was given to a young man named Drake DUNLAB, who is growing up with cerebral palsy. Simon and Drake got to meet each other for the first time this week. Drake and his parents are looking forward to the help his new dog will provide, and they're touched by the generosity of a 9-year-old boy.
Pick up my pencil if I drop it at school.
I'm a softie, so I of course got a little emotional because I really truly hope that I can raise my boys to be that generous.
Drake will train with FLYNN at Can Do Canines for a few more days before taking him home. We've got more information about the work Can Do Canines does posted on our website.